Good afternoon and welcome to the November 19th, 2025 Technical Review Committee meeting. My name is Anna Barge. I'm the Senior Planner with Oldham County Planning and Development. The purpose of this meeting is to review proposed subdivisions, zoning map amendments, and development plans before going to Planning Commission if required to. This gives local agencies and utility companies that will provide services the opportunity to review plans and discuss and comment about the accessibility of services, ensure all aspects of development plans adhere to zoning and subdivision regulations. This meeting also provides adjoining property owners and concerned citizens in attendance the opportunity to ask technical questions of the applicants or agencies represented before you. We will allow a combined 20 minutes of time for these comments. No testimony in favor or against application will be taken at this meeting, and no decisions are made at this meeting. Keep in mind this meeting is being live streamed on YouTube, and the recorded meeting will be posted to the Oldham County Fiscal Court Facebook page and the Oldham County Fiscal Court YouTube page. If you need to have a conversation among people around you or on your phone, please leave the courtroom and return when finished. Please check your phone to ensure it is silenced to reduce interruptions. We have one item on the docket today. The first docket, or the only docket, is TRC-25-020. One note before we ask the first applicant to come up: to all applicants, when oh wait, that one's good. Never mind, that was last time. Okay, for the applicant, at this time we'll ask the applicant or their representative to come forward with a brief overview of the application.
Good afternoon, members of the committee. My name is Brooken Smith. I'm an attorney with the law firm of Swansburg and Smith, PLLC. Our address is 117 West Main Street here in LaGrange. I'm here on behalf of the applicant, Key Homes, LLC, and I will be turning it over to the engineer on this development, Derek Triplett, who I think will probably have a lot more to say about this than I will today. At least I think we can probably all hope that that's the case. So thank you for having this meeting today.
Thank you, Brooken. As he mentioned, my name is Derek Triplett with Land Design and Development, 503 Washburn Avenue, 40222. Not a lot to really discuss or explain about this project. It's a pretty straightforward request. It's a small lot, 0.36 acres. We are proposing a 5-unit apartment complex, a single building with 10 associated parking spaces. We're accounting for stormwater detention on site. There are some existing structures on site to be removed, so existing impervious surface that balances out some of our proposed improvements. We do have a variance request against the rear yard setback along the railroad track, and this is directly across from an existing apartment complex that was recently developed. So as far as the availability of utilities, all of that is readily and available within 146. And interested to hear any feedback or questions you all may have. Thank you.
Okay, we will go to agency comments. I will start. One thing I was a little confused about was whether those two buildings had been demolished or not. There was a demo permit put in on one property in May and one in June. And so I don't drive past there every day. Maybe Ryan would know more, or somebody else, that whether those houses have been demolished or not. So if they have, you can just remove them from the plan rather than to be removed.
I believe they have been demolished based on some of the comments at the neighborhood meeting, but I will confirm that. And if they are no longer existing, I'll remove those.
Okay, that was just my first comment. And then secondly, add the year to the date on the plan. Add the year to the date on the plan. And then on LaGrange Road, this is just nitpicky, it's not that big of a deal. Add space between La and Grange. I think the city would prefer that, even though it's on the city limits. Show the proposed rear yard setback on both sides of the rear building. And what I mean by that is where you're asking for the variance, there's the distance setback where it says 4 feet. If you can also do it right here as well, because I feel like we're going to get questions regarding that. I'm just trying to make our lives easier in the future. Obviously, I could measure, but people like to see things written out like you have it on the other side. And then verify whether the fire hydrants are located within the project area. Correct the contour lines to be 5 feet. Note the height of the building on the plan where the building is being located. Verify that stormwater flow is on the plan. And then I have 2 corrections to adjoining property owners. And then a landscaping and lighting plan will be required, and the setback variance will go through the Oldham County Board of Adjustments for review. And then I also sent Michael Swansburg just a couple updates for mailing labels in the future, just because since we sent them out for TRC, I've just gotten a couple back, and we've been able to figure out the updated, so he should be aware of that. So those are all my comments. And then I didn't print this one out for you. LG&E, Delana Gideons said, I will not be attending. I do not have any comments at this time. And then Jason Richardson from KYTC said, additional right-of-way may be required across the frontage of this tract to meet current local development code. The requirements are determined by the local planning and public works department. I'll let Jim speak on that if he has any comments, but from the planning side, we don't have any comments to that. Number 2, calculations will be required for any runoff deemed necessary to be taken to the state right-of-way. Proposals to alter or significantly increase the drainage area or runoff factors to change in any right-of-way performance of an existing drainage structure shall be accompanied by a complete drainage survey and hydrological analysis upstream and downstream based on the 25-year and 100-year storms. This analysis shall include a comparison of existing and proposed conditions. Requests to alter drainage on a right-of-way shall result in conditions that are equal to or better than existing facilities. 3, there shall be no commercial signs on the right-of-way. 4, there shall be no landscaping in the right-of-way without an encroachment permit. Tree species planted in the right-of-way shall conform with District 5 list of approved trees. 5, site lighting shall not shine in the eyes of drivers. If it does, it shall be re-aimed, shielded, or turned off. 6, all drainage structures within the right-of-way shall be state design. 7, there shall be no parking nor any portion of the parking lot on the state right-of-way. 8, all new and existing sidewalks shall either be brought up or built to ADA current design standards. 9, design of access to state highway shall comply with KYTC standard or typical drawing. Entrance throat width shall be limited to 24 feet minimum and 36 feet maximum, with 35 feet minimum corner radii. And then number 10, KYTC is okay with the concept on the landscaping plan with the exception of the comments on this review. This is just a preliminary okay. KYTC will review again or if or when construction plans are submitted and reserve the right to change or qualify approval when construction plans are submitted for review. Then Oldham County Water and Engineering are here. So I will go to Matt Toller, GIS.
We have enough addressing on 146 if you just want to use, individual addresses for every unit. Or, if you prefer, you can have a road name. If this thing has a development name to it, I can leave that up to you guys to decide. But we have enough addressing just to give them all separate 146 addresses instead of like apartment numbers. Great. What if it's just 5 units? Is there 3? Is it 3 on the bottom, 2 on the top? It's sort of an odd number.
That's right. Yeah, that's and the footprint's still being worked out, but the preliminary layout we have is yes, 3 on the bottom, 2 on the top.
Yeah, well, like I said, you guys can decide whether you want to put a street name and name it, or just use 146 as addresses.
Great.
So,
thank you.
Okay, Jim Silliman, Oldham County Engineer's Office.
So the land disturbance, I don't think exceeds 1 acre on this. However, it appears to be a common plan of development with the apartments on the other side of the street. So we would consider this a common plan, and therefore does require the Oldham County Stormwater Management and Erosion Control Permit. You've already shown the proposed detention, so we're going that same direction. You would also be required to get the KYR 10 permit from the Kentucky Division of Water by that logic. And Jason Richardson mentioned some of the, he mentioned the 25 and 100-year storm. Of course, we always do the 2 and 10-year with the design, or have you do that. On the next plan you submit, please include the pavement cross-section. So we've got that. I think the FEMA firm map, date and map number need to be checked. Just verify that the internal geometry of the parking lot allows for any emergency services that would come in, trash collection, other general services. We talked about the basin, designing that to the Oldham County post-construction runoff ordinance. It would ultimately also be encompassed by a drainage easement to be recorded with the county clerk, and then have an associated stormwater maintenance agreement. On future plans, and this could be at the construction plan phase, indicate how the downspouts are going to direct water to that basin, please. Traffic generation, of course, I think something this small, it appears to only generate about 3 p.m. peak hour traffic or trips. So neither a traffic assessment nor a traffic impact study are required. Jason Richardson mentioned a handful of comments from KYTC. Of course, you'll be required to get that encroachment permit for the driveway. And if you could also, this kind of goes back to Jason's first comment about right-of-way. If you go ahead and show the improvements and the right-of-way on the opposite side of the street, so we can best evaluate that there's enough room between these two new developments for any potential future development.
Fair enough.
Or development, not development, road improvements. Thanks.
Great, thank you.
Okay, Michael Williams, Oldham County Board of Education.
Okay, so with only 5, obviously we all know the policy says you get 75 per year, so that's an easy one. What I would need to know just for my calculations of number of students is number of bedrooms in each unit, so that I can make that calculation work out so that I have those numbers. But other than that, and it would be Centerfield, Oldham Middle, Oldham High.
Great.
And lastly, Russ Rose, Oldham County Water.
So this obviously is in the service area of the water district, and we submitted a letter. I don't have any additional comments at this time.
Great.
Okay, and I have your copies of the comments that we received. Okay, I don't believe there's anybody other than y'all and Ryan in the audience, so is there anyone that wants to speak in support or opposition, or not support or opposition, just public comments and questions? If not, we will go ahead and close the meeting. And this is on the docket for the December 9th Planning Commission meeting. If that needs to change, then just let me know. And we did receive your variance application as well. So that should be on the December Board of Adjustments meeting. I don't have the date memorized off the top of my head. So, okay, well, that concludes our meeting. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for your time.